Alright, on today's video, we're gonna open these babies up, bake them in the oven, and start my projector retrofit. So right now, we've got them in the house, set on the table. I'm gonna unscrew all the screws and wiring and crap that we're gonna take out of here. So we'll get a closer video. Alright, so after wiggling around everything, I got the whole harness out in one piece by unplugging all the different plugs. Looks like this was the hardest plug right here, this guy, because it goes across here, goes through here, and I think it's the side parking light right here. So I ended up sticking a little screwdriver in here and releasing this clip on there. So that's how I got that out. The rest of them were pretty easy. If you wiggle the wires around, you'll get it out, but it all comes out in one whole piece, the harness, so you don't want to bake that. It'll probably melt. After this, I'm gonna probably tuck all the other wires inside that can't come out before I bake it. I've got that, so I'm preheating my oven right now to 275 degrees, and I'll stick it in a minute. Time's almost done. Put your gloves on. Take these bad boys out. Looks like it survived. Nothing melted. You always don't want to put it on too low on the thing. So I'm gonna put it right here. We'll start in one corner, usually the lower inside corner. Get your screwdrivers, kind of release. Each one of these tabs are probably all loose now and melt, so you just kind of fold them back. Fold those back. Fold any of the other ones that's really the top brackets. Fold those back, and then once you do that, you just kind of work your way in the corners. Just pry. And what you want to do is kind of start on the underside, because that's probably the side that's be least visible if you do any damage. Perfect. So once you pop that lens off, you just want to go around all the old sealant, just kind of, roll it back in place as it dries, because you want to heat all this stuff back up when we reseal it up. Since these are aftermarket, I've actually got some extra butyl rubber that I bought. It was some that I found at Home Depot online. I think it was about half the price of what TRS or any of these retrofitters sell it for. It's gray, but I'm gonna do it as an extra protection in between the channel when I put it back together. So I don't care if it's gray or black, it's still gonna do its thing. So I just want to make sure that. And then same with the lens. You want to any kind of strings that are left, you just want to kind of push them down, so when you're working they don't get all caught up in dried. But pretty happy, came off pretty good, nothing broke, you know, everything's solid. So once I seal it back up, everything's gonna look like it never been opened. So, you know, but anyways, as far as the review goes, I think there's been some photos of this stuff posted online on Clublexus where we're talking about this, but you see all the harnesses for everything are here. This is the parking light wire on the side that was the hardest to get to release the clip, and it looks like it's on a tab. So you know, when there was that wire, I basically put it through this hole, release the clip, but it's there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start disassembling the brackets and everything. On this side, it looks like the DRLs. You got the DRL wire here and circuit boards and all that. The one thing I did mention on some of my reviews is these aftermarket ones that they made for the halogens are wired for just seems like the low input, or maybe I don't know. I mean, it's one level input, it doesn't have the dual inputs. I'm gonna take this connector off here and see what if there's extra pins in there, because I know the OEM ones come with like 3 pins. So anyway. So on some of my other videos, I was talking about the auto level blank that these headlights come with. So it looks like, here's what I pulled out of it, is the auto level blank, and I've got an OEM auto level motor right here. It's the same exact length, the ball is the same. I'm gonna basically put it in right now just since I've got everything to test fit it. So right now it looks like I've got it onto there, and it fits in the hole, and then you just, there's a gasket that's kind of basically, let me see, make sure the gasket ring is on, just put it in, turn it, snaps right in, auto level, OEM auto level motor, and then on the back side you just gotta make sure it pops into the little ball down here, pops right into there, and you know, wire it up, and you got auto level if you have the AFS one. So I just got done removing the whole bracket. What I did was pop that auto level blank on the bottom out, and just basically screwed the top leveling bolts. It just threads right out. So now I have the bracket off. I could test fit my LED projector onto it right now and see how it fits and how much trimming I need to do to get it to fit. And here you kind of see the inside of the housing, the blank housing with nothing in it. All right, so I'm looking at the harness, and I took the driver. I think there's a capacitor or some kind of resistor bank that goes behind there, and then the load resistor for the turn signal, since the older IS, or all the halogen ISs in the 2006 to 2010 have 2 turn signals per headlight. These newer 11 and up have only 1, so then they made it with the load resistor so it doesn't hyper blink. I'm not going to put that in. I've got on my setup, when I redo the wiring, I'm gonna try to use my OEM harness. Same with this. This looks like the LED driver or the step down regulator to turn the amps down when you bring in the 12 volts, and it's pretty basic. It's not, there's no high low to it or anything. It's just, it takes 12 volts in, and it probably puts a lower amperage 12 volts back to the DRLs here, and then you know, this, like I said, it's part of the same harness, so I'm assuming it's some kind of capacitor. It's probably a capacitor between the positive and negative. I haven't cut it open to see what's inside here, but I assume it's on it is a piece of metal though, so it's like a piece of metal on a heat sink. So So I've got my iLens bi-LED LED projectors I was gonna retrofit in here. I did a review of these and unboxing a while back, but I've had these for 3 months now, just kind of sitting here. I got these during Black Friday. I think ended up costing me less than 200 bucks for it after getting all the eBay cash back and all the deals and all that came with eBay. So they come with their own external driver too. So what I'm gonna probably do is make this, if I put this inside the headlight, I'll probably make it accessible in case this thing ever fails or something happens and I need to work on it. So I really don't want to mount it. It's, you know, it's designed to be outside, but I don't trust it. So I'm gonna probably mount it towards the back or kind of just tuck it in there and zip tie it or something so that I can still get to it. But I'm gonna see how it fits in here. So it looks like right now I've got some clearance issues. It doesn't sit flat, so I'm gonna have to trim this this bracket to fit it. It's not. Looks like my. If you look closer, yeah, it doesn't sit flat. So. Yep, I had a feeling I had to do this. It looks like the top to bottom won't need any trim. It's really just the side to side, so that's good. And from the other video of one of the other Clublexus members that was doing an HID mini D2S, his problem was the top to bottom clearance, but it's probably because of the reflector bowl for the HID. So this one's more the side to side clearance on this LED projector. So I'm probably gonna have to do some work on that and trim it and cut it and get it all to fit. The one thing, and I'm gonna have to drill new holes from the looks of it too. These things did come with a bracket, you know, this bracket set, but I doubt it lines up with the top holes on this thing, because yeah, it doesn't even come close. So yeah, it came with a custom universal bracket in case people were trying to retrofit these into other other headlights that might have had holes already. So yep, as I expected, I'm gonna have to do some cutting. So